that I've really been noticing after taking some time off riding, getting back into it. Man, my vision of looking ahead, up around kind of the arc and the rutted corners has really diminished, I guess you could say. I was really having a hard time in the ruts. I mean, it was so bad that I didn't even want to take them. But man, getting back to what I preach all the time, I got to follow it, of course, is look at training on myself on looking ahead. And it was a struggle at first. I really, really had to concentrate on that and make myself look further ahead. And I'll tell you, it wasn't comfortable. But I kept doing it, kept trying and trying on drills and on the track. And over a couple, 3 weeks, maybe 4 or 5 rides, it started to come together for me. And man, what a difference it made. So everybody, when I was training Ezra Lusk, and he was capable at the time of winning a 250 Supercross, which was a premier class back then, he had to keep working on looking ahead. It's just not, I guess, it's not a automatic thing. If you don't train yourself to do that, more of the natural instinct is just to look close in front of you, make sure you hit that little target, and then, oh, where's the next target, and the next target. And that is not the way to do it, man. You have to do it ahead of time. Keep looking ahead. Let your vision carry ahead of you all the time. Keep working at it. I guarantee you it will get better and better. Join me in this practice session as I'm explaining what's going on mentally and how I'm using my vision. Main things I'm working on are looking ahead, holding the bike with my legs, and holding my inside foot up high as I enter the ruts and go through the ruts. Alright, here we are in some practice drills. At first I have the camera adjusted high so you can see the practice drills that I'm using a little better. You don't want something that's going to be real technical to ride when you're working on new techniques. You want it to be pretty simple, that you can repeat and repeat and repeat the correct technique. So here we have a pretty big oval, and this is some footage of a week or so after when I had someone to shoot me with the camcorder, just to kind of show you another view of it. It's drier now than it was earlier, but we'll get back to the good footage here with the helmet cam. This is the big oval, and I turn around and use it both directions. Just to give you an idea again of what practicing techniques are like for me, what I'm working on. Trying to carry a lot of speed but not go super hard. I'm mostly always keeping my mind focused on those 3 things that I mentioned that I'm working on. And here we are back, the helmet cam. Yeah, to give you an idea of what it's like mentally too. It's harder to keep your mind, well, see, I made a mistake there, went out of the berm, and every time I do that it's because I'm thinking of something else. I lost my concentration. It's a lot just to stay focused on those 3 techniques I'm working on, 3 or 4 maybe I have in there in the brain, to keep focused on those and keep riding at least 80% of my max speed, because I can do the techniques pretty good. I just need to get better at them. So every once in a while I think about what I'm doing shooting the video, and yeah, then I make a mistake. Here's a lap on the track. After I do the, a little slippery there, after I do the drills for quite a while, then I'll go out and do a couple laps on the track, always keeping in mind the 3 things that I was working on, and just putting the track together, doing them on the track. Now here you'll see this rut that kind of gets sharper at the bottom and a lot softer, so I have to use the throttle to keep it from falling over. So you can hear that pretty good. Always adjusting the throttle, of course, throttle. Now here's a softer dirt, not really a rut yet. Come in a lot harder and give it a lot more gas. And then here's a hard packed rut. It's kind of slick. Third gear rolling through there. This rut is, yeah, thought of something else. Lost focus. That rut gets sharp and real deep. Fun to hit some jumps. Here's some ruts in this bowl turn. Real choppy coming out. This is a real rough section. Kind of slick sweeper with a little bit of a rut, and then right into the six pack. Long sweeper, little rut there, and here it gets a lot softer. So you notice how much throttle I had to use because it's so much softer. The bike would have fallen over to the inside if I didn't use a lot more throttle in it. That was a soft cushion at the end. I could get on the power pretty hard. And we're right back on the oval. And here, yes, kind of sweeps out of the oval. Here's some choppy bumps and it's rutted there. And that's a lap. Alright, here's some more footage of the camcorder so you can see what's going on the figure 8 now. And this is a good figure 8. On that end up there, it's kind of more hard packed. There's a little rut in part of it, but this side is more rutted. And you can see a big mistake I made there and overcompensated. I got the bike leaning over too far for the speed I was going, not going fast enough, realized it, and then got on the throttle, but a little too hard. Then I had to slow it up with the front brake a lot and keep it down in the rut. So that's some example of overcompensating with the front brake and throttle. Yeah, this end of the oval is more hard packed, but there is a little bit of rut there coming in to this long rounded berm, and it's really good practice, man, for staying in the rut. Here's the inside one. Get another look at it here because I'm kind of on and off the throttle, front brake. Not too bad. This is more of a better example of doing it more correctly, where I'm keeping the throttle on more through the rut without having to check up with the front brake to hold it down in there. I'm leaning it over far enough that I have to be on the throttle somewhat to keep it from falling to the inside. So I don't have to keep like, oh, I'm going too fast, I'm not leaning over far enough, checking the front brake to pull it back down in the corner. Just lean it over far enough and use the throttle is much faster. Lowered the camera a little bit so you could see the ruts better. You know, whenever you're riding your dirt bike, especially when you're programming new techniques into your nervous system's automatic reflex reactions, it's as much mental as it is physical. You have to keep your focus 100% on what you're doing, what you're seeing and feeling and reacting to, and then keep techniques in your head that you're making sure you're doing correctly. Like I said, I can do them well enough now that I can do them through repetition, so I can go about 80% of my speed. But it doesn't mean I'm doing them perfectly, you know. I'm still trying to get better at them. And yeah, changing directions often is good on the figure 8. And I'm really focusing on those things that I'm doing and nothing else, no other thoughts at all is what I'm trying to do. And here you'll see me going through this rut. Now listen, you can see I'm on and off the throttle a little bit, on and off the throttle a little bit, but at least I'm not using the front brake. So I am getting better. I would like to be smoother on the throttle all the way through this rut, going a little faster and leaning it over a little more. But, you know, I'm getting there.
So it's improving. Now, where do you think you should be looking? Okay, it's not right in front of you. It's up around the arc of the corner, and it helps in a rut to look to the inside of the rut a little bit. This will help stay in the rut. Another good thing about these figure eights and oval practice drills are they are a lot less physically demanding, so you stay out there longer and practice. Well, let me kind of talk you through what's going on in my head and techniques and stuff while I'm out here riding. Hitting the drill, man. Repetition is the mother of skill. Staying out there. Okay, in case you couldn't hear, what happened is I had to go out of the berm because I wasn't controlling my speed good enough. And when that happens, you want to kind of pop a little wheelie. As soon as you realize you're going out of the berm, kind of hit it a little harder and lift the handlebars a little bit so it pops out of the rut. Otherwise, it's easy to go down. Yeah, now we're going to try the outside rut. Just changing from the inside to the outside is a big difference. You see there at the end, it's kind of soft, so I could accelerate hard out of there for the short straightaway. It's a long turn in the rut, man. Looking ahead, trying to control the lean as well as the speed. Doing this with the front brake and throttle in a rut like this. And a lot of times, even on the track, is controlling your roll through speed. Keep your momentum through the rut. If you do it right, you don't want to have any hard braking and hard accelerating. It's just carrying roll through speed, being smooth. And once you have the techniques down, yeah, thinking about the video came into my mind right there, just for a split second or so. Thinking about the video, that's just enough to take my attention off of what I'm perceiving is happening through my eyesight and feeling what the bike is doing. Man, you got to be all there. That's what's so great about it. It takes all of your mind as well as your physical body to do it right.
Okay, man, that's a wrap for me today. That was 3 times on the track doing those drills and some laps. What I just showed you 2 times. I didn't film the first time I was out there. The main things for me to be focusing on and really feeling improvements coming quickly now and being more consistent was, like I said, looking ahead. I mean, that's the main crux of this video. But for me, the other things was gripping with my knees, even with my legs and knees. Even when I was sitting down through the corner with my foot out, it worked a lot better when I was squeezing the bike with my legs and then making my movements from my upper body for balance. Of course, the throttle and front brake are critically important in these rutted corners to control your speed. But gripping the bike with my knees a little bit, I mean, it wasn't like real hard to do, but pretty snug, freed up my arms to be loose and move. If I didn't focus on gripping with my legs, my arms ended up doing a lot of the work, which was much more tiring, and it didn't work as well at all. So for me, like I say, looking ahead, gripping the bike with my legs was the key for me. Of course, all the other technique videos that I have out there about front brake and throttle control, body positions and movements, all those things, of course, play into it. But I hope this is inspiring to you guys, because I'm just turned 67 yesterday, and I still love riding my dirt bike. So I'm still enjoying it, man. You can too, if you're smart about it. Look for not so much speed when you're in the beginner levels, you know, even beginning of intermediate. Yeah, you work on speed somewhat, but man, you can't really focus on your speed totally unless you have all those techniques down so they're running on autopilot, they're automatic. And it takes constant work and reminding of you of those things for yourself. Just like me, good example. You know, I had all those things down automatically. I took some time off. Coming back to riding, you know, I got to build up those weak areas again because some of the areas got pretty weak. And you see David Kilgore training the top amateur guys, Luke Fowler and Gavin Towers. Those guys are so fast, but they still have to work on the basics. And doing drills is the best way by far to improve. So if those guys at that level have to do it, and I have to do it after all my years of riding and experience, it's really, really important for you guys that haven't quite developed those techniques yet to keep working at them. Make it fun, you know. Fun. It's fun when it's rewarding and you feel that you're riding better. So keep the rubber side down and get out there and have fun.